Raindrops. Okay. I can't see without my. Are these things dirty, child? Hi, raindrops. Child, the Lightning Castle. Wait. I need my glass. I can't even see these names. I'm here. Okay, wait. I know. Listen, a lot is going on, child. A lot is going on. But I'm here and I'm happy to be with all of you. Hi, Makia. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Jackie. Okay. Hey, Ashley. Darlene. It's me, Shunda. Not Tiana calling me Carlisha, child. Maya Cook's in the building. Hey, Maya. I remember you, Maya. Ronetta Perry. Lala from NOLA. I remember you as well. I remember Tracy Bergman. Okay, hold on. I remember a lot of you guys. I remember you, Amilda, Tadisha, Ashley. I remember you. Okay. I remember y'all. Thank you for attending another Monday night live. We got Hell Renee from the D. We got Kimberly Morris from Charlotte. We got Talitha Williams from Charlotte. Bridget Faison from the D. Okay. We got Faith from the Bermuda. All right. Okay, y'all here. All right. We're going to chat it up tonight. We have a lot to discuss. Okay. We about to get into some things. Yes. Beyonce, that is right. Okay. I'm going to do these last shots out, then I'm done. Nelda from the Bahamas. Capricorn from Virginia. Dr. Liz from Los Angeles. Alvia from Dallas. Princess from Cleveland. I can't even talk. I said Cleveland. Cleveland. All right. And Queen 73 from Detroit. Okay. And Elizabeth from Alaska. Chris from Dallas. All right. That's it. Okay. So look. I have a very special guest. Okay. Inspired to make the change. BSW student. Carlos, I love you. Finally caught alive. Yes, raindrops. Yes. 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 I love it. I love it. Nice to meet you. What does BSW stand for? This is so bad. And I call myself a journalist. Okay. A BSW student. Okay. Can someone tell me what does back social work? Thank you, Nurse Jasmine. Okay. Bachelor of social work. Okay. I'm a king of reality, child, not of degrees. I'm not Wendy. I don't have 4 degrees, honey. I don't even have 1. Honey, I left college in my junior year and I took the deuces. Let me tell y'all a story. Y'all don't know this about me. So I did go to school. In the words of Nene Leakes of Claudia Jordan, I am very college educated. Mine is me saying the B word. So, true story, because everybody's career trajectory is different. Okay. I went to a school and I went to college in Detroit called Wayne State. And I left Detroit and moved to New York City. And when I moved to New York City, I went to Hunter College, which is called a CUNY school. So y'all gonna learn a lot about me. Last week, y'all learned the African is someplace else, child. And thank y'all for y'all support. Okay, I have a story for y'all. I'm gonna say I'm gonna get into Potomac in Detroit. Okay, and bring my surprise guest on. Okay, so I got a job in the business as a production assistant. These eyebrows are a mess. Okay, and I would work from like 9. No, I would work from 10 to 6, and I took a night class. I would take night classes. Okay, I had a night class. It was geology, right? Carlos King is sitting up in geology class, and the professor was mumbling because I didn't understand anything about the sun, the moon, or the stars, nor did I care about any of those things. So raindrops, this is a true story. So I was in class, and I was a smart student, 3.3 GPA in college. I've always been smart, okay? I've always been smart. Cause I was a awkward looking kid. I wasn't an athlete. I wasn't the ladies' man. I was a man lady. I was a ladies' man. I was a man lady. I'm teasing. So I had my brain to go. Pause. I was smart. Okay, I was smart. So I always lean into my intelligence. So it's my junior year in college. One more year left. And I'm in geology class. And I left work to go to geology class. And I sat in that room. This is a true story. And I said, boy, you actually have a job. And all of these people in this auditorium would die to have a job. And you already beat them to the punch. What are you doing there? What are you doing here? In the middle of class, I packed my bags, chucked the deuces, and told myself I wasn't who I am now. Like, as descriptive and overtly crazy. So I chucked the deuces and I said, y'all won't see me here again. I'm out. And I left. So in the words of Kanye West, I'm a college dropout. But listen, go to school. I'm not here telling y'all not to go to college. What I'm saying to you all is sometimes you have to look at the job you want. Beyonce said every Monday you should do a quick story time. Okay, I got one more story for y'all. So I'm a college dropout, but God is good. My mother rests in heaven. She was so disappointed. And I told my mother, I said, girl, trust me, we gonna be good. I said, mama, trust me, I have a plan. But baby, you're the only son who went to college. And I said, girl, we gonna be good. So listen, that's my story. I'm not saying drop out if you're in college. Okay. So for the Bachelor of Social Work, keep working and socializing. Because I got my degree in the streets. No, I'm teasing. Okay. So that's that. Now, before we bring on my special guest, I do want to tell y'all, I want to talk to the raindrops real quick. So I'm in Atlanta this weekend, and I had no idea it was Gay Pride weekend in Atlanta. Okay. Until my friend Rod told me. So your boy Carlos is outside. So I was outside this weekend in this new chapter of mine. I'm outside. Okay? I'm outside. Peggy posts pictures. No, not everything is meant for public consumption. So I was outside this weekend. And what I want to say is this. I want to thank also Funky Dineva had a house party that I went to. Funky is a great host. Oh, T and Funky, you will do it to me. So, bitch, I will do it to you. But me and you're like this, and I'm not gonna spill everything because that's me and Funky are friends in real life. So, the Funky bunch, if y'all in here, I met Funky Dineva's man. And y'all better not tell him I told y'all this. I met Funky Dineva's man. And when I say to y'all raindrops, and I'm not, no, Peg, I ain't gonna snitch. I ain't no snitch. No, because when you are, listen, me and Funky are obviously known and we have a intimate circle of friends and we don't touch up the business. We thought you was his man. Are you kidding me? Y'all did not think I was fucking Dineva's man. Y'all are y'all crazy. Okay. So Funky Bunch, come here. Hey, oh, wait. Who's that? Me running to town. Entertainment with Mrs. JBJ. Don't do me. Okay. All right, come here. This stays between us, okay? I met Funky Dineva's man. And baby, Funky Dineva's man is fine. Fuck. Bet. No, he's fine. And he's Funky's gonna kick. Quit. I love you. I'm not gonna say too much. All I'm gonna say is this: Funky Dineva's man is fine, and the beauty of Funky Dineva's man is he's such a he's a reserved man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's have a real conversation. And we're gonna have a real conversation. I'm gonna bring on my special guest. When you have the personality of me or Funky, who's another example? When you have the personality where you're always like on and you're whimsical and you're like whatever, you can't be with a man who's just as loud as you, or a woman for that matter, right? That's why Dr. Heavenly and Damon works, right? Dr. Heavenly is the personality and Damon, is reserved. That's how Funky Man is. Funky's man is reserved. And yes, he is black. Funky Man is black and fine and could not be nice. He's so nice and he's a sweetheart. And he invited me out to lunch. Let me tell you something. So, me and Funky are like that, but we joke on each other. So his man said, yeah, let's all have lunch one day. But you know me, I'm extra. I said, Funky, your man invited me out to lunch, just me and him. Here go Funky, we'll have fun. He said, bitch, I don't care about none of that. I know who my man is. Carlos, we have a raindrop who's an author. Her book, Mirror, Mirror, and her short film is about to be released. She's Afro-Caribbean. Thank you, Jamaican Barbie. And congratulations on the author. Say her name, baby. But no. So I want y'all to know, Funky had a party. His man was there. I met his man. His man is fine. He's so sweet. Funky is I'm so proud of Quentin. Listen, it's hard to find a good man, Savannah. Y'all didn't tell me being outside was being outside is interesting. And I'll leave it at that. But nonetheless, I wanted to say this. I want to thank all the raindrops who showed me so much love this weekend. It's not every day that you meet. I met a lot of raindrops, and you guys are beautiful in person, inside and out. And thank y'all so much for the kind words that you guys gave me. I just wanted to say that. You know, I told them, I said, I'm gonna shout y'all out on Monday. We love your YouTube crawler. We love it. Da, da, da. So I wanted to say thank you to the raindrops I met this past weekend. Beautiful inside and out. Okay, just absolutely gorgeous. And I thank you guys so much for the kind words. And I love the gay community. Obviously, I'm a part of it. But I want to say this, and I'm gonna move on and bring on the special guest. The Black gay community, there's this perception that in the Black gay community, we don't support each other. And I obviously think when you see me and Quentin friendship over the years, you see that that's not true. And I wanted to use my platform to negate that stereotype. The Black gays in my community who I met this weekend showed me nothing but love. I met some white gays too, child. But I want to say, like, the Black gay community in Atlanta is beautiful. And I don't want y'all to think for 1 second that there's any sort of like dissension between this community. Everybody has their thing, but I wanted to shout out those who showed me love. And I want to say thank you all to Dustin Ross said, you ain't outside until we outside New York City. Dustin wants me to come to New York City in my new situation of being outside. And I may have to take you up on your offer. Okay. Carlos is outside. I may do segments talking about the dates too. Oh my gosh, wait. Okay, I'm gonna move on after this. Yaga P, would you date outside your race, Carlos? Okay, this is my last thing. Hi, LTD Productions, I love you. Would I date outside my race? Okay, good question. I'm gonna move on. I have never dated outside my race. I am from Detroit, Michigan. I'm gonna give y'all some context. I've never dated outside my race. I love short, brown, and round. I mean, you show me a guy who's brown skin 5'5" with a fatty, you know. Okay. So I've never dated outside my race. And you guys have to understand, I was in a relationship for almost 20 years. I'm telling y'all so much about my life. So I've never dated outside my race. I got not locked. I got locked down at 25 years old. So at 20, I you know, you need you a okay, wait. Yes, I was in a okay. We broke up a few times in those 20 years, but because for those of you like Carlos, we were talking. We were broken up, child. We broke up 5 times. Hey, we broke up 5 times in 20 years, child. So for the girls who want to say, I was talking to Carlos, but I was single. We broke up. Okay, so leave me alone. There's no scandal. Back to the question. I've never dated outside my race because I met my dude at 25 years old, and he was an African. I mean, he's an African, and I didn't have the need to. Even when we broke up, I was still checking for the short, brown, and rounds, baby. So, I'll say this, and this is what I tell people. I'm open, not like that, but I'm open. I don't know. I'm open. I don't want to be somebody who's so closed off, like, because my type was short, brown, and round. Seriously, if you were 5'5", 5'6", brown skin with a body, so I'm open. You could be tall, you could be short. You can be, I've never dated a white guy before, but I'm open to it. I'm open. I'm open. I'm open. I'm open. So what I tell people, how tall are you, Carlos? I'm 5'10". Okay. So I'm open. I'm open. I'm open. But I will say this, baby. Last story, an African hit on me the other day. I attract Africans. I said, "You African?" He said, "Absolutely." I said, "I can tell." And he, Africans love your boy. I don't know why I attract Africans. I attract Scorpios and Africans. Africans love me. I don't know what it is. If you're African on this chat, what is it about me? This African, first of all, he was short, brown, and round. And then I'm like, "Are you African?" He said, "Yes." I'm not going to tell you what tribe he's from, but he's African. And I just looked at him like, what is it about you Africans that want me? So I'll keep y'all updated. So I don't know. The Africans, I have another story about an African that I'll say for a later date, because something happened recently with an African who, I'm saying too much. All I would say is I'm outside and apparently it's all about the Africans. I don't know if they watch my YouTube and they put a call to action, and in the African newsletter, I don't know, they said Carlos King is outside, and all the Africans said, "Well, if you could keep a man for 20 years, baby, that's a good man, Savannah." So I don't know, the Africans, y'all not gonna ask me if I'm a top. Now look, baby, I'm not gonna give y'all all that. So child, let me get to this surprise guest. So yes, there's a newsletter, honey, that is in Africa, and it's front page news, and it's a picture of me, and it says Carlos is open. There you go. So to all the Africans, I love you for loving me. And if you see me in the streets, Africans, I know how to cook jollof rice. Okay, so anyways, moving on. All right. So look, I love you all. We have almost 1,200 people in this messy ass live we're doing. Y'all are amazing. I love y'all so much. All right. So look, we're going to get into it. I have a very special guest that I want to bring on. I love her. She is a friend of mine. Y'all know I love all the girls. So it is a girl. She's also a founding cast member of a very successful reality show that we're talking about tonight. Okay. So tonight we're talking about the mid-season finale of Love and Marriage Detroit, but we're also talking about episode 2 of Potomac. So without further ado, I cannot talk about Potomac, okay, without bringing on who I've been told. Y'all, listen, this is not me choosing sides. I can only tell you what I've seen and been told before the show even happened. That this woman is one of the richest women in Potomac. And she's going to hate me for saying that. And I'm sorry, but I was told that too. This woman eats dinner where tables are $100,000 a table. Understand? This woman is wealthy. She is who some might say, and I'm not picking no sides, some might say she is the queen of Potomac. Give it up for the one, the only surprise guest. Hello?
Hey, Carlos. all of that is a lie, okay? It's all lies. It's all lies. All of it.
Cha-cha! 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 Yes! Yes!
Carlos,
Yes!
I've been sitting here listening to your show, and we have so much in common. I'm outside, and only Africans are talking to me too.
Really? You got the Africans?
Only Africans, nobody else. Yeah.
What? Okay. What is it about the Africans you think that? What is it about us that are attracting Africans?
I don't know. I honestly, I've been trying to figure that out. And I'm also asking myself, how come the other people aren't interested? Like when it comes to me. I mean, literally. And for me, Carlos, even the young ones, like young, try to talk
How
to
young?
me. The youngest one was 34.
Did you go out with him?
No. I thought about it, but I don't know. You know, I'm not a spring chicken. So I met this other one that I actually talked to for a minute. He's 48, which is still younger than me, even though I'm 37. I'm staying 37 for the rest of my life. But I had I was like, oh my God, he's younger than me, whatever. But we talked for like a year. It just didn't work out because he was in Canada and I'm here. So, and I wasn't moving to where he is in Canada and he's not moving here. So there was nothing with that. I mean, it wasn't going anywhere. But the next one was 41, turned 42. I'm like, they're getting younger and younger. And then recently 34. I was like, whoa, they're gonna be like minors in a minute.
We don't need that.
No, I'm not. Yeah. I don't even think. I think the 34 is. I think that's too young for me.
Yeah,
it definitely is too young for me. But I think I like them younger.
No, I'm attracting younger guys. A lot of the 20-something, the late 20s. Mm-hmm. One African was in his 20s.
Okay.
And I don't know. Listen. Well, that's the thing. Is like, do I want to be a cougar? I'm not sure. I don't know.
But to me, they seem a lot more mature. Even at the younger age, they seem more mature than.
I will agree.
Yeah. So it's kind of like scratching your head. Like, are you really so young? Like,
yeah, no. And listen, they have a lot of energy. Yeah. So, are you ready? This is your first Monday night with Carlos King. Are you ready for this?
Yeah, I'm putting my seatbelt on.
Okay, good. So, one thing about you are a huge fan of the Love and Marriage franchise.
Yes, I am.
You love Huntsville. You love DC. Obviously, it's close to home. So, we're going to talk about the mid-season finale of Love and Marriage Detroit. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to get into the second episode of Potomac that aired last night. Okay. Now, on Love and Marriage Detroit, you all saw a very ferocious sit down between Christina and Kimberly, where Kimberly is a new cast member. She overheard that Christina was talking crap about her at Christina's surprise birthday party and decided to confront her. This thing to me was hilarious. because when Christina was so calm, cool, and collected, and baby, Miss Kimberly really got her into a spot where she threw trash on the floor and the trash were clothes, child. So what do you think about that whole scene?
Well, first of all, I like the fact that Kimberly was prepared. Okay. She came, pulled out her notebook and was like, this is why I don't fuck with you. Okay. And she just gave it, you know, whereas a lot of times people don't really deal with the issues. They sugarcoat it. She was just like, you know, she stood her ground. So I really like that about her. Christine, she kind of like, I mean, it was almost like she was mimicking what Kimberly was doing. Kimberly, to me, in my opinion, to be the newbie, she led that conversation. She took charge of it. She stood her ground, and she moved on.
Yeah. And the thing is this, a lot of the viewers, well, not a lot, there's some people who are saying they felt like Kimberly was trying too hard. And I want to ask you this, because when a new reality star joins an established show, okay, it's one of those things where if you don't make your mark, you're boring. They think you're boring. Right. Or if you be yourself and you have this moment, they think you're trying too hard. Right. How are you able to balance? How are you able to balance that?
No, you can't win. That's the thing, you know, but that's why it's always important to just be you, you know, because you can't win. You're gonna, you know, she's a newbie. So Kimberly is thinking that, you know, she has the upper hand and she's gonna, like, I guess, haze her. But she was like, baby, no, we ain't doing that. Not today.
No, I love Kimberly. And I thought it was a cute.
I do too.
Yeah, listen, to me, it was a cute, fun, shady scene. Yeah. And when she said, I wasn't crying, my face was beat. Honey, this face was beat. I'm like, yes, Kimberly. Right. No, listen, that's who Kimberly really is. Kimberly was not trying too hard, but that really is who she is. Did you think, because listen, you're a classy woman, you eat at tables that cost $100,000.
I know I don't.
You were at Tina Knowles, Beyonce's mama.
Yeah, I was.
How much was that table you were at?
You popped the table, but not the plate.
How much was the table?
It's $100,000. The table. there was 10 of us at that table, so that's like $10,000. A plate.
Did you meet Beyonce that night?
I didn't. Well, she was at the next table, but obviously I couldn't get over there. But when she left, I'm so corny, but like, it was an auction. It was a live auction. So I took her fan that she left, one with her name on it. I was like, I have her fan. Yes, the one, her daughter was like winning all the stuff with that fan.
Oh, Blue Ivy, yes. Yeah. So I wanna get into Potomac really fast, because we are 2 episodes in, and I can't recap Potomac without the woman who is a founding cast member of the show. So I want to get your unfiltered thoughts about all things Potomac, okay? And for my raindrops, this week, I got a surprise for y'all too. I'm feeding y'all this week. So raindrops, spread the word. I got something for y'all dropping this week that's going to make you gag. It's a gag. I'm still gagging. This is the week of Potomac. We're 2 episodes in. What did you think of the second episode?
Okay. I thought it was okay. I think I wanted a little more with some parts of it, like when, like in Detroit, when they sat at the table, they got to why they were, what the beef was, and they dealt with it. I was a little disappointed with Wendy and Gizelle sit down, because I felt like they didn't deal with what their issue was. and it was like so much stuff. It was like they decided to take the route of, well, I didn't like the way you chewed your steak. You know what I'm saying? It was just like really soft stuff. And I would have preferred, because I was excited about it. You know, I thought we were going to really talk about what the beef was and why I'm pissed off with you. Let us talk about it, get it out there, resolve it, and move on. You know, so clearly, you know, they got to move on because it's a friend show. So, but at least deal with what your issue was and then resolve it and move on. So that was a little disappointing. But
so, I want to talk about that really quickly. The Gizelle and Wendy one-on-one conversation obviously is something that we really wanted to see.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the viewers felt it was anticlimactic. And Wendy obviously saw some of those tweets, because this is, I'm gonna tell you my opinion, and then I'm going. First of all, Grace Blood, the name is Gizelle. Okay, you can't call people out. Thank you, my lovely Raindrop. The Raindrops are a group of faith-based Christians who sometimes eat plant-based food, okay? And we drink alkaline water. We don't call people out their names unless it's Mia be lying, which we'll get to later, okay? Okay, so when I watched Gizelle and Wendy, okay? Gizelle and Wendy's relationship started off great when she got on the show.
Right.
And then it dissipated. And a lot of it dissipated because of these accusations about Eddie. And one thing we know about Dr. Wendy, she don't play about her man. Okay. And as two people who also, you know, go with Africans sometimes, child, we know that you don't play about your man, right? What they saw on this scene, what they saw in this scene, they felt it was very surface. And Dr. Wendy said, and I quote, because she tweeted about it. So the Brooke Ashley on Twitter said, I'm all for moving on, forgiving, but we have to have some tough conversations and get to the root.
Exactly.
Wendy let her off way too easy and did not bring up anything. Dr. Wendy responded and said, no, baby, I brought up everything, saying I could not use her bathroom at the reasonably shady event, saying it was okay for me to be assaulted because she does not like me, bringing up a fake rumor about my husband, talking badly about my mother, etc. It was a 2-hour lunch.
Okay. And that's what production does. They use what they want to use. But I think they should have used it more in its entirety so people can, the viewers, understand what's going on. Because to me, it takes away from the show. You know, because your expectations is to watch it and to know what the hell's going on. You don't want to get invested in something and then you go to watch and then it's like it's sugar coated and you're moving on to the next chapter. You know, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Listen, we take 2-hour lunches all the time, lunches, dinners, whatever. It's a very hard decision to include everything, and that's one thing that all reality stars, right, will mention how things were not included, right? So I do get that. But I would have loved to have seen, honestly, I would have loved to see the moment Dr. Wendy brought up Eddie. Because I felt like everything else were just fun shade, right? I think that Eddie rumor really took Wendy to a place where she felt like I can no longer be friends with somebody who would even mention that. And I want to get your opinion on this. You are friends in real life with Gizelle.
Yes.
Okay. I've had the pleasure of meeting Gizelle. I tell my raindrops all the time that the Gizelle that I know, a fun girl, she's coolish. I can't cuss. She's cool as a fan. I'm an old man. I like her a great deal. A lot of people feel like Gizelle is messy. A lot of people feel that Gizelle doesn't want other women on the show to be happy with their man. What do you have to say with that, somebody who is friends with her?
First of all, I think Gizelle just does TV. You know, she is messy. That's her character on the show. She's been very messy. I mean, I had to deal with it when I was on the show. You know, she created stuff about me and my relationship that wasn't true.
So you never, I want to make it clear. Did you ever have an affair with the fireman?
No.
Did you ever sleep with the firefighter?
No.
Did the firefighter ever provide heat in your bedroom?
No. No. No, it was this person. I don't know. I think this girl, honestly, I don't know if she was somebody that slept with my ex or somebody who liked him a lot, but she was like putting out all this stuff about me, and adding everybody with Bravo associated with, and then I guess whoever, Gizelle or whoever, talked to the person, and the girl's telling her whatever she wants to tell her. This girl said she was naming names at one point of all the people. It's like I couldn't even come back to my hometown because I done slept with everybody. She named my first boyfriend ever from high school. Now there is a fireman who is a friend of mine. Okay. And then, so I guess this woman probably maybe saw me out. I'm friends with a fireman. In fact, I'm friends with two firemen.
Are they single?
Huh?
Are they single?
One is and one's not. But the only one I'm thinking of, like this one particular weekend, I was in Jersey, and my ex-boyfriend from high school was at the same place I was. I was talking to him. Then this kid, well, he's not a kid, he's a man. I used to teach. He was one of my students. I was a teacher. I was 25. He was in high school. So now that we're older, we're in the same, we're out at the same places. So he was also at this event. I'm talking to him. I'm actually at that time, I'm still married, waiting for my husband to arrive at the event. So it was just, so this woman writes all this stuff about him, and a councilman. I was sleeping with I don't even know any councilmen in New Jersey, but she was just like, you know, on this whole tangent, and she would be on my ex's page, his Twitter page that he didn't even operate. The university operated it, talking about, oh, today's your birthday. How come your wife hasn't wished you a happy birthday? She was sending messages to my children saying, you know, talking about their mother, you know, sending them messages on Instagram and things like that. I had to have her account closed, and then she opened another account. So it was just like this obsessive person. You know, I'm not on the show now. Since I haven't been on the show, you hear nothing from her. But once you do reality TV, you get these cuckoo people that come out, you know, and either I think people believe what they want to believe. So there's nothing that I can say that's going to convince somebody who wants to believe I slept with this person. Any person who walks next to me, I'm sleeping with that person. You know, in fact, I always say people don't get too close now because people are going to say we're sleeping together, you know. So
and that was you and Gizelle had that issue because she mentioned on Watch What Happens Live was right. So yeah. Did you feel like that was just her being messy for TV? But
no, well, at that time I was very angry with Gizelle. She took it out. She was doing a press tour. I had to issue a cease and desist. Cease and desist.
You sent Gizelle Bryant a cease and desist letter?
Yeah, I had to, because she was going on a press tour spreading lies about me. Yes. I tell you, this reality game is crazy. Like, people
But wait, when that happens, the person has to respond to the cease and desist, right?
Well, the tour that she was going on was interrupted.
You have so much money and power that you interrupted the tour?
Well, how are you going to go around spreading lies about me?
Charisse, how rich are you?
That's illegal. That's illegal. You cannot go around spreading lies publicly about somebody. That's against the law. She has no evidence of anything that she's saying. You're just repeating something that some random person told you that you don't even know.
Like, so how are y'all able to get past that? Because a lot of, the viewers and the people in the comments, a lot of people, and I want you to address it because you two are friends today.
We are.
How were you able to get past that and be friends with her, because a lot of people think that she doesn't have the ability to be a real friend to anybody.
Honestly, for me, because I live in my truth, you know what I'm saying? So my only concern, because like when you do reality TV, obviously you have to be open for all the junk that comes with it. A lot of junk comes with it, you know. My only concern is my children. And at the time, I'm in a crazy relationship with my husband that's entering divorce. And at the time, like for season 1, I wasn't even getting a divorce. They said I was having, you know, Gizelle, my girlfriend, love her to death, but she said I told her I was getting a divorce. I did not, but I had said something to production that my ex had said if I did the show, we would probably get divorced. Mm-hmm. So then she said, I said that I was getting a divorce when I wasn't. So now I'm like, the first thing I'm thinking about is my kids. Like if I didn't have children, I wouldn't care. You could say anything about me, I wouldn't care. I'm going through a whole life, you know, struggle right now. I'm at probably the lowest point in my life, and now I have to deal with trying to protect my children from nonsense. So that was my whole thing. I was like, you know, you can say what you want about me, but at the time, the time just wasn't good, because I was really going through turmoil, you know. And so to add all this other stuff that wasn't true to what I was already going through as a woman, I was disappointed. You know, even doing this show, initially I didn't want to do the show. I helped them cast the show, but I didn't plan to do it. But then when things were questionable in my relationship, the production company said, we got you, you know, we're here for you. And then, you know, I'm thinking, okay, I'll do the show. But I was on that show, Carlos, I promise you, the first 2 years, I can't tell you anything that was going on, because I was numb. Like I was at the most broken period of my life, you know. And I just, you know, so when all this stuff was going on, getting back to Gizelle, when I look back at it, I looked at it like Giselle's just doing TV, you know, and that comes with this game, you know, all that stuff, you know. So I was able to get past it because I know that the stuff she was saying wasn't true about me. Now, if it was true, maybe I would have been more upset with her to this day. But because I know, my kids know the mother that I am, they know everything. I'm a 100% mom. Like I'm with my kids all the time, especially back then, you know. And then I was a single parent technically at that time as well. So I'm 24/7 mom. So my kids know what I'm doing, which was unfortunately nothing. I wish I had been having something going on, actually. I mean, at the time I could have, because my husband was already in another relationship, you know. So It wasn't right. So it wasn't like I couldn't be in a relationship with anybody. I chose not to, you know. But anyway.
I want to talk to you about this too, because what we're seeing this season is Karen is going through a lot. Mm-hmm. We're seeing that Karen obviously had a DUI. We saw Gizelle meet with Karen, take her out. We saw Gizelle have a attitude party. We saw the girls leave their commentary when it comes to Karen's situation. And what we saw in this episode was, you know, Karen feeling like the attitude party felt more like an instigation. When you look at what's going on, right, when it comes to Karen's situation and how the girls are reacting to it, what are your thoughts on that? Like, if you were there, how would you react to and respond to her?
I mean, honestly, that's a very sensitive issue, you know, just with the DUI part in general. I think that as a friend, if I'm a friend of hers, I think I would be more concerned about her, you know, because that situation could have been very ugly. It could have ended differently, you know. So it's like something that I don't think should be grazed over lightly, but at the same time, I would want to make sure that my friend was good, you know. I thought that was a good scene with her and Karen. I actually like that scene.
No, I thought it was a great scene too. Do you think, when it comes to the girls on the show, do you think there is a genuine concern that they have for Karen?
Do they have a genuine concern? I mean, I only could speak personally. Like, Karen kind of makes it difficult for you to have a genuine feeling because she's not your typical girly girl, a girl's girl, you know. Um, she she's not a girl's girl. She's the, you know, it's hard to get into her. Like, she's not someone that's very open with you. You can't have a real moment, you know, and just be like, you know what, girl, I'm here for you. Let's talk. You know, she's not that girl, you know. I like Karen, even though people think I don't. I really like her. I think she's amazing on the show. I think that, you know, she's championed this thing in a good way, you know. But I think when it comes to real life issues now, if I would have had a DUI on that show, they would have dragged the heck out of me, Carlos. Like,
Who's
it would have
they?
been different for me. If I was on the show, oh, that thing would have went totally different. I think that
You mean the okay? Are you saying to me if Charisse would have had a DUI? Are you saying the cast and the audience would drag you for filth, or the cast would drag you?
I think I'm saying in terms of the production standpoint of it, they would have been allowed to drag me. Okay. I think that with Karen, it seemed like they were treading lightly, honestly. You know, I don't know. I mean, do you attack somebody when they're down? I would like to say no. You want to, as a friend, you want to empower them and lift them up, but you do want people to be accountable at the same time, you know? So I don't know.
No,
It's kind of
listen, I will say this. It's a tricky situation. Listen,
it is.
DUIs are nothing to make light of.
Right.
I do think this, and this is me on the outside looking in, and that's the reason why I wanted to invite you on to give your very Potomac perspective, right? Of
Mhm.
you not only being friends with these ladies, knowing them ladies, you help cast the show, and you know more than what the audience does. I
Mhm.
do feel like when it comes to that particular topic, it is very serious and it's very,
It
I think
is.
it's very difficult
It
because
is.
you don't want to be seen as making light of it, but you also don't want to be seen as somebody who is letting someone, you know, get a pass with it. It's
Right.
very tricky. I don't think there's any sort of like right or wrong answers with it. I love when Gizelle brought her to lunch and talked about it. I think at the end of the day, when it comes to that particular storyline, it's a very tricky storyline to use because this. I'm gonna say this. There's a lot of people who are not happy with Mia Thornton.
Mhm.
And this is your first Monday Night Live. So me and the raindrops refer to Mia as Mia be lying. Okay.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So you get okay, fine. So let's have a real conversation.
Okay.
There's something happening in the waters of the audience, some of the audience, when it
Mhm.
comes to what they want in reality television. So the example would be Karen's reality is what happened to her. You have to talk about it.
Mhm.
But and then you have Shanna Bador on OC who also had a DUI. And those
Mhm.
girls are talking about it.
Right.
But there's a sector of the audience who feels like leave them alone. We don't want y'all messing with them and don't talk about it. Right?
Mhm.
Right? Now, Karen and Shanna Bador are considered to be fan favorites. Do you think some of the audience, and I'm gonna get to the Mia thing in a second. When it comes to the audience, do you think they it depends on their favorite how much they want to dig in? Because
Yeah,
because the thing is this,
absolutely.
if you would have had a DUI, do you think the audience would be as sensitive to it to
No.
you the way they are to her?
No. No. Some of them probably would be happy. I got and hoping I went to jail. I mean, Yeah, it's different. You know, it's different. I'm telling you, I know for a fact if I would have been on and I had a DUI, it would have gone different. You know, just like I feel like I went through a divorce and it wasn't like I didn't get like the love that you get from your girls when you're going through something. Instead, I was attacked, you know, and I'm going through a real life a real divorce, you know, but so it's like, wow. This is different, you know, but then you'll have like on the show, I went through a lot of emotional stuff that you don't see on the show. You know, like my dad was sick and had dementia while I was filming season 3, actually season 2. I found out he had dementia. You don't hear nothing about dementia. You don't hear about anything that happens in my life personally. You know, the only thing that you saw was Charisse is going through divorce and all the lies and other things that came along with that. You know, you didn't whenever I try to do something, incorporate my real life into the show, it was declined. You know, I went into the studio and did a rap. They weren't interested. I mean, everything I tried to do, but then the audience who doesn't know, you know, behind the scenes, they'll look at, oh, she's boring. Oh, this, that. Because I didn't get a chance to demonstrate anything. And anything that I tried to bring was always declined.
How do you, and I want to get you to address this. There's people who think you are drunk. They say, Charisse, you have no room to even talk about what anyone's going through.
I drink champagne. I mean, it takes a lot of champagne. Let me tell you, if I am drunk, and I could drink champagne, I'm gonna tell you, I could drink. It takes a lot of champagne to get drunk, you know. But if you mix champagne with other things, you will get drunk quick. So, like for example, when we did that scene, season 7, we had the party for Robin. I'm drinking champagne, and then they did shots of tequila. I can't do tequila, but I did it. I was lit that day.
Why do people think you stay drunk though?
Huh?
Why do people think
I
you're
don't
drunk?
know. I honestly, I honestly think that it was another false narrative that people who actually drink tried to create of me. To be honest with you, I mean, if you want me to be truthful, that's where it started coming from. And then honestly, the way I talk, sometimes my voice, I know I've heard my voice sometimes, and like I sound like I could, like I haven't had anything to drink. I probably play this back, and I might sound like I've had drinks, you know. So my voice kind of could sound like a little like I've been drinking. When I drink champagne.
And you have a champagne room.
Yeah, I drink champagne. It's not a alcoholic drink.
Okay. Let's get into Mia. So Mia is dealing with a paternity situation with Gordon.
Mhm.
I want to talk about this thing that some people are calling selective outrage, right?
Uh-huh.
There is backlash that Mia is receiving from some people on social media. And I want to address this.
Okay.
Mia is showing her reality, and her reality is that she is dealing with a situation where she is in the middle of divorcing Gordon. She has rekindled her relationship with Ink. And now there's this question of paternity when it comes to her son, you know, that she has with Gordon. Mia had this conversation on camera, showing her reality. There are people who feel like Mia is using this storyline to benefit her position on the show. What are your thoughts on that?
As a mother, I personally don't like the storyline because these young kids have to go to school and deal with a lot of crap. And her son, unfortunately, I know I heard something where like, oh, when he gets older, he's going to look back at this and see this. No. He's going to school right now at his age. In his class, people know that she is his mother. The kids are talking about it. It's really embarrassing, you know. And where that might be her reality, and she's being open, if that's what you want to call it. I think there's a way to draw a line with some things. Like, honestly, if someone else had found that information out and brought it to the show and she was faced to address it, to me it's a little different than voluntarily saying, this is going on in my life. You know,
well,
and
Gordon
then
brought it up at the reunion.
Gordon did bring it up.
Yeah. So we're talking about it.
But then she said it wasn't true. Mm-hmm. She said it wasn't true. But then when the season starts rolling again, you see a scene where she's saying that her boyfriend wants this test, and I'm just like, okay. In reality, I just think I just think it's too much. As a mother, I just wouldn't. I just wouldn't want that on my child, first of all. And I wouldn't. It just says a lot. I mean, I personally don't believe the storyline.
What do you mean you don't believe it? You think it's fake?
I don't. I think, yeah. I think, and this is my opinion. I could be wrong. I hope I am. Your opinion. Mm-hmm. I hope I am wrong, but oftentimes, and I've seen it where women will, they plan their next season and the lies and all that stuff. And to me, it's a lot. It's just like, why are you bringing this on television? It's just, even the thing with the boyfriend, like, go ahead, get a divorce and move on to the next, like, why are we having to see her, her kids? And I mean, it's her reality, but I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just taking too much. Her kid, like the husband saying the kid is seeing her in bed with ink and all that stuff. As someone watching the show, and you're like, wow, these poor children, like, what's going on here? And for it to be on a national platform, it's just like, wow. I mean, I admire her for being a transparent woman. Like, yes, I've had 1,000 surgeries, and yes, whatever she wants to own. Yes, that's great. I just think that sometimes you got to draw a line, and it's almost like you kind of feel like some people do anything to be relevant on television. And it's kind of giving that. Like, I just wouldn't do that to my kids. But that's me. Some people will look at it and say, well, this is, giving her the big bucks or whatever. Is it at this juncture? It's not a whole lot of money to do that to your children.
Okay, well,
No.
Listen.
I really do. I do like Mia. I do like her a lot, and I don't want to come across as I'm.
No, this is your opinion about it's your opinion about a storyline. And this is what I want to say. I'm not a parent, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why I'm glad we're talking about this, because as a non-parent, listen, I obviously see things differently than someone who is a mother. Right. And that's, listen, it's the beauty of the conversation. It's the fact that we get to express our different views in a respectful way. So no, I respect your opinion.
But it is reality TV. That's the other thing.
Well, so okay, so this is my opinion, and I'm not saying I'm right, but this is my opinion. Mm-hmm. I feel like Mia is giving some real reality, right? Mm-hmm. That the show needed. The reason why Carlos King, and I'll speak for myself, child. Mm-hmm. And Raindrops, if you want to talk about it too, child, leave in the comments. This is a Mia Be Lying Stan account. And I'm going to tell you why. I started reality doing season 1 of Atlanta, then did season 1 of Jersey, right? Mm-hmm. I was there when Nene took the DNA test to see if this man was her father. I was there front and center in Athens when Nene walked up on her father while he was sitting in the parking lot, child. Mm-hmm. And that man looked like her oldest son, Bryson. Mm-hmm. I was there when Sheree Whitfield was trying to figure out her divorce from Bob, and then showing her having to downsize as she was going through this divorce, right? Mm-hmm. I was there when Candy Burris her when she got on the show, she had a fiance who has since passed away.
Right.
It was our introduction in terms of Mama Joyce and the aunties not liking this man. So and again, this is just me. I love it when I'm able to see real reality.
Yeah.
And listen, and again,
I agree.
yeah.
And
I'm not a parent.
and I'm gonna say something else. So I came to Atlanta. I met Nene years ago. We were at the Four Seasons in LA. We became friends. So Nene and I are friends. I came to Cynthia's 50th birthday party. I think it was 50th birthday party. And the next day I hung out with some of the cast of Atlanta and some of the cast of Married to Medicine. One thing I will tell you for sure that I learned hanging out with those ladies, they're all funny as hell. Okay. I was laughing. I had tears in my eyes. They were so funny, naturally funny. The way you see them on television, that's who they are. They're not characters on a show. And so when the things do happen in Atlanta, they are actually real life things. I think that's the difference between Atlanta and Potomac. Potomac to me is a little more orchestrated, like deal with the real issues, deal with the real stuff. And that's what I was saying earlier about Wendy and Gizelle. Deal with the realness. It's like with Potomac, sometimes you can't get the real, like it's missing that just that realness.
And I think Mia, and that's why for me, listen, again, I'm not a parent, and I'm not, listen, as a non-parent, and a parent of the kids, I'm not here to tell anybody how to parent, and you're not either. You're not either.
Right. No.
And that's why I'm being honest in terms of I looked at it like, oh my God, this was really happening and we're seeing it. But I think that's the tricky part when it comes to dealing with something of this magnitude of a paternity situation, because obviously it does involve a kid. But what I will say is obviously, listen, this is something that Mia and Gordon decided to do. They're the parents, and I just don't like it when people just have selective stuff to say about one thing, not the other. But listen, at the end of the day, I get all of it, but I do think she's bringing that to the show. When it comes to Mia being very upset with the ladies questioning her, obviously you agree with these ladies and you agree that they
they never really, they kind of skated through it. It's like they made the statement, but then she gets upset, she's come back, and it's like, okay, I'm sorry. It wasn't like, okay, this is how we feel and why we feel this way. You know what I'm saying? And talk about it. It's that's what I'm talking about. It's reality. Talk about it. Talk about how you feel. As a friend, I should be able to say to you, hey, girl, this is not a good look. And this is why it's not a good look, in my view. And we can have a real conversation, not just throwing something out there and then, okay, I'm sorry. If that offended you, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then you move on to the next thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Now, there's a new cast member named Stacy.
I know Stacy.
Do you know Stacy?
Yeah, I've known her for a long time. Yeah.
Tell us about Stacy. It's Stacy, because listen, it's still very early in the season. The jury is still out on Stacy. Stacy's beautiful. She's from my hometown, Detroit, Michigan. So we're still trying to figure out Stacy, but I want to hear from you. Is Stacy a good addition to the show?
Okay, I know Stacy from many years ago. I met her during a time where when I was in the throes of my own turmoil in my life. She was I know her as a nice person, and that's all I really know about her. Now, how she would fare on the show, honestly, I don't know, because I don't know her, and from that perspective. So far, I think she looks good. What?
This ain't America's Next Top Model. We don't watch Potomac to see people look good in green screen. We want reality.
Well, maybe I think it's coming. Look, in all honesty, I hear this is going to be a great season. And, you know, for the first time in a while, they're actually like friends and they like each other. Like this cast hasn't liked each other in a minute. So the fact that they all like each other and they're getting along and enjoying each other, I think that's good. That's progress. You know. Now
That was a very PR answer, and I'm here for it.
I mean, I really don't know enough about Stacey in terms of that. I'm probably the worst person to ask because you saw my history with the show, so I can't really give a good assessment in that department.
You have cast the show, so you have.
I mean, I did, but I'm just saying I didn't stay there though, you know. So
okay, so okay, in your opinion, as of today, as of the second episode, are you saying Stacey hasn't done enough to warrant you thinking she's great for the show yet?
Yeah, I don't think they've gotten to her yet.
Okay,
it's still early. You know, they're making their rounds, so they still haven't gotten to her.
Are there things you know about Stacey that you're hoping the show showcases?
No.
Okay. Did you know her soon to be ex-husband?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No, I just know her. And again, like I said, I was like in a deer in headlights when she and I used to hang out. So
what are the streets of Potomac saying about Stacey that you heard?
I don't really know that the streets of Potomac knows her because she's not from Potomac. I'm just being honest. But they're about to find out who she is.
Cha-cha, you never disappoint. Okay, so Ashley, let me ask you about Ashley.
Mm-hmm.
Are you surprised or not surprised that Ashley is still on the show?
You know, I always have to go back to my own personal situation. Now, when I was on the show, and I really was going through a divorce, and I actually filed papers and was going through a court proceeding, I was being rushed. You know, it's like, hurry up, you got to move in TV time. And then I ended up losing my flute because I wasn't moving too fast in TV time. Where Ashley she done wrote this little separation divorce thing out how many seasons now? It's like she still hasn't filed. Like, so different things, different strokes for different folks, you know. So I don't know. They love Ashley. Ashley has a bubbly personality, you know. She's a little shit starter, you know. So she has her role on the show, and I think, and I'm just trying to be in the heads of production. You take her off of the show, who's gonna stir up the pot? Because you know Ashley goes around. Well, yeah, you know. But at the same time, it's like people got tired of Gizelle being the pot stirrer. You know, I kind of like that scene with Karen. Like, I like that Gizelle.
Yeah,
yeah, I do.
So do you think? So to answer my question, you believe that Ashley is a necessary evil for the show?
Necessary? I mean, I don't think anybody. I want to say anyone's necessary. I think everyone's replaceable or could be replaceable. I don't see that. You know, would you miss her if she wasn't on the show?
No.
Okay, well there you go.
Would you?
Would I miss her if she wasn't on? That's my friend.
I love her. I think she's beautiful.
Probably not. Like I always viewed, like, for me, Ashley, I could see her more on Summer House, Winter House. What? Seriously, you don't see that?
With the 20-year-olds?
Yeah. Well, now no, but they're not 20 anymore. They're her age.
Oh, 30s?
Yeah, that's why they have the Valley now. She could be on the Valley.
Okay.
The
You
Valley.
want
I see
Ashley
her on
Darby to
the
be in the
Valley
show.
show.
You want Ashley Darby to be on the Valley.
I mean, I just think that personality-wise, I think she fits good in that environment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's just my opinion, though.
And maybe that's why you're here on Monday Night Live. All right. So we saw that Gizelle and Ashley had an event. Hey, Tisha. And we saw that when it comes to there was a duo party. It was Karen's party and it was Giselle's party. Gizelle kicked the girls out because they were later than she wanted them to be.
Right.
What are your thoughts on how all of that went down?
Well, it was I kind of understood where Gizelle was coming from, because it was, for her, it was an emotional thing, because it was, with her father and the recent loss of her father. So it was a cause from her heart. And they had enough notice to come to this event, and then less than 24 hours they get a text from Karen saying, come to this event of no real importance. If we're being honest, it was like an event that was put together. It's not like she was receiving an award from the White House, and they went to that event over something that, probably in Giselle's mind, and I would agree, had more significance. And I think that the women should be more supportive in times like that.
Okay. Are we going to see you make an appearance this season, Cha-Cha? No. Why not? You'll always make an appearance.
No, I didn't. Not this year.
Why?
Not this year. No. I don't know. I just, I think I get a bad rap when I do Potomac. I really do. And then the way things go, I just feel like I'm never presented in the light in which intended, and I just never liked, from the very beginning, I just never liked the way that I've been shown. And when I came back when they asked me to come back 7, I was in a peaceful place, and which was a whole process for me to get to this peaceful place that I was in. And it was like, do I want to, get out of this peace bubble and do this? Because, the show can be toxic at times. And I did it. And then season 8, I said, no, I'm not going to, I can't do this. Because it was like, it was this whole thing, like, I'm coming for Karen. And then people want to look at it like I'm so thirsty and all this stuff. And it's just like the misconceptions of me on the show and who I really am. It just doesn't represent who I am. So like this season, when I was invited to several things, I just didn't want to do it. I didn't want to show up, even to the very end, the finale. I just like, no, because
I think you're great for the show. And I think, listen, the one thing I'll say is the audience will always have things to say.
Of course.
You know what I mean? But I think you represented yourself well, in the sense of, listen, you know everything about these girls. You are a founding member of the show. And I always like it when the sort of like the history of the show is presented. And listen, I've always enjoyed you and Karen spat, because I like real stuff. And yes, it got a little wild, but I feel like you brought something to it. But before I let you go, I want to take this time out to ask you. So this is the most asked question we got in the comments, and I want you to answer it before I let you go.
Okay.
Everybody in the comments are asking me to ask you this, okay? They feel like you switched up on Monique, and they want to know, why did you switch up on Monique?
And I'm so glad they asked that question. I never switched up on Monique. I actually, and this is coming from a real place, I literally loved and adored Monique. And going into season 3, I told Monique that they were going to try to, put a wedge between us. I told her that, because I got wind of it. And I personally, I thought my relationship with Monique was very authentic. I really like, she was my little sister. That's how, she's from New Jersey. I'm from Jersey. So I took a liking to her. In fact, take it back a little bit further, they weren't leaning to even cast Monique. They were leaning to another direction. I like pushed the Monique situation because I thought, okay, we have a nice couple and they have a young family, and this is a sports town. Like Potomac is sports and politics, and so like they fit into that whole sports thing, and people really like Chris around here. I just thought it was a great fit, and then she and I naturally became very close because I'm very open to everybody. I don't like try not to like somebody, whereas other people were less likely to like her. I liked her, and I genuinely liked her. And then, and she probably won't agree with me, but she changed a little bit when we went into as things progressed, season 3. There was a thing with Kendall at first, where I was being messy. I admit when I'm being messy. So I was going to I didn't even tell production. I wanted it to be organic. I was bringing Kendall, Sherman's ex-wife, onto the show, on the scene. We were filming and I was having her just show up because she came up to me and she's like telling me what she was going to, going off on Gizelle. I said, hold up, wait a minute, save that. I'm going to invite you. You could tell her yourself, right?
So but you bring it on Sherman's ex, that you admit that was your get back.
I admit it. I've always admitted it. I've always said it. I was bringing her on, again, Gizelle had done some stuff to me already, so now at this point, it's payback time. So I was setting it up, but the girl came so late. Gizelle came to the scene and left. Nobody even saw her. So it didn't happen. So when she came to the scene, we've wrapped already. And I'm telling Monique what I tried to do. So then Monique then goes to production and she tells production, oh my God, this is what, and next thing I know, I saw Kendall's name on the call list, right? And so I called Monique and I'm like, who's Kendall? And she's like, oh, that's your girlfriend, Kendall. Production wanted us to bring her on. I said, oh, that's funny because production never said nothing to me about it. I called Kendall and I asked her and she's like, oh, they told me not to tell anybody. I said, really? Like I tried to bring her on as a housewife season 1 and 2, but they weren't interested. So I tried to sneak her on another way, messy, but I tried to sneak her on. And so Monique brings her on. Okay. Now they don't know that Sherman and Gizelle have broken up. So now mission abort, now they're not even together anymore, but she brings her on anyway. And then the girl starts talking about stuff that had nothing to do with their, why they got a divorce or whatever. It was just like, it was corny the way they did it. I separated myself from it. I said, I don't want to have anything to do with it. And Monique brought her on, but she made it seem like we brought her on. And so that was the first disagreement that she and I had. Then as we were filming, like just things that are happening that I just didn't like. And I could be very quiet, and I was going to talk to her and people kept coming up to me. We're filming and they're like, what's going on with you and Monique? And I said, I'm going to talk to her on my own. However, people went back and said, I said something that I didn't say. At that time, it was I felt Monique was using me for my resources. Never said nothing like that. So now it starts this whole riff with me and Monique. Then fast forward, the other stuff started happening. And unfortunately, I can find stuff out. Okay. Everybody knows that. And so her best friend, had been talking to production and everyone's trying to figure out what's going on. I get a call. Robin calls me and asks me, did I know anything? Which I didn't. I said, but the girl had been calling me, Gigi. And so I said, I'll call her and see, I'll reach out and see. So I reached out to her. She calls me and she tells me the story. I share it with Robin. Next thing I know, I'm being pulled into this. Like, I'm saying things about her marriage. I'm saying, you know, I'm saying stuff about infidelity. I'm saying the baby wasn't Chris's. I've never ever said anything like that. That's so far from the truth. You know, the only thing I'm guilty of was telling Robin what Gigi told me.
So
And
you will admit that, yeah.
that's the only thing I'm guilty of. And I also said when Gigi told me, I said, well, I'd be pissed off with your ass too. You know, like I was actually on Monique's team, even though she wasn't talking to me because of the stuff with Kendall. But I think so when I came around, she thought I was coming around to talk about that stuff. I wasn't, because I didn't know nothing about it. I wasn't there. I didn't know the guy. You know, one thing I'm not going to do is just say stuff is happening in your life, especially you're married and those stuff at your marriage, and it's something that somebody else has said, that he said, she said stuff. If I say something, it's going to be a fact. It's not going to be he said, she said. But I got caught up in it because I found out information that came from someone else.
Are you what are you two okay now?
No, she blames me for a lot of stuff that like I'm talking about her relationship. I never talk about Monique ever. And when all the things that were going on, she was talking to various blogs and saying stuff about me. I never said anything. I never responded to it, because for me, like I said earlier, people are gonna believe what they want to believe, you know. So I'm not gonna go around trying to defend myself. I will tell you, to this day, I still love her. I think Monique is a misunderstood person. I think people misunderstand her. I wish that she and I could eventually sit down and have a heart to heart, because I don't know. I just feel like I was misrepresented, and she believed, or you know, I don't know, she wanted to believe, or however it went down. But I feel that I've always been a good person to her, and I thought that our relationship was a lot stronger than reality TV. I really did, you
Well, I'll
know.
say this.
And
I think there's room for you two. It may not be today or tomorrow,
no,
but you two are good girls, and I believe there's an opportunity for, you know, a conversation down the line. But I will say this. I am glad you were able to, because you know the raindrops have a lot of questions, child. So I'm glad you cleared the air about that and everything else. And I'm so happy you decided to step into, you know, this crazy Monday thing we're doing and recap Potomac with me. And listen, you are more than welcome to come back, Charisse, because
absolutely.
we love Cha-Cha's solicited opinion.
And look, when you go outside in New York, call a sister up. I want to go outside too.
Well, listen, I may have to be in DC soon, and this is real talk. So the raindrops gonna hold you accountable.
Okay.
When I'm in DC, I'm gonna call you because I want you to take me around.
Okay. Okay. Yes, let's go.
All right. Well, I love you. I'll text you and I'll see you soon.
Okay, honey. Love you
Thank
too.
you, Charisse, for stepping in.
All right.
All right. Okay, raindrops. I gave y'all a double portion. Okay. Raindrops, honey. What a night. I'm feeding y'all this Monday. Y'all know I barely go past 8 o'clock, child. So the fact that we were able to get the founding member of Potomac on the line was everything. And we had so much going on. I gave y'all some insight about my personal life. So look, on Mondays, I'm going to start surprising y'all with guests. Sometimes it'll just be me, but I like the idea of bringing on a special guest. so that you all can hear a different perspective on some of these shows. And I really did enjoy Charisse's perspective on a few things that made me be like, oh, okay, I see why people are saying that. So that's that. But look, okay, now on Tuesdays, I know I normally drop my one-on-one interviews. You guys are going to get my one-on-one interview this week. It may drop on Wednesday, though. Okay, I recorded it today. And the only thing I will say is it's with someone that y'all wanted me to talk to for a very long time. I am dropping that interview on Wednesday. If it changes, I'll let you know. But as of today, it's going to drop on Wednesday. And it's with somebody who all I would say is this. She's a fan favorite for the raindrops. That's all I'll say. It's a she. It's a fan favorite for the raindrops, and it's somebody y'all been asking about for a minute. I finally got her on the couch. And when I say to you all, she did not disappoint. She did not disappoint. Okay? All right. So I'll give y'all more clues, but as of now, that's all I'm gonna give you. Now I gotta go, child. It's 8:38, child. I haven't ate dinner. I gotta cook my tempeh, my dandelion greens, my blackberry, my quinoa. So that's what I eat for dinner. Okay, I eat tempeh. I cook it. You put avocado oil in the pan, and you slice your tempeh up in triangles, and then you put a little. I don't eat salt, so it's this seasoning that's called no salt. And you use that. And then I eat my dandelion greens raw. I don't cook it. Okay. Hi, Sunshine BB. And then I got my organic blackberries that I eat. And then my favorite protein is my second favorite. My favorite protein is quinoa. Yes, honey. Yes. So I gotta eat, child. I love y'all. Thank y'all. I will see y'all next Monday. Next Monday, I have a very special guest. Next Monday. And she has a lot to say. And I'll leave it at that. All right. I love y'all. I'll see y'all on Wednesday when I drop my exclusive. So once again, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification button. All right. And I'll see y'all Wednesday. And I'll see y'all next Monday with my special guest who has a lot to say. All right. Love y'all. Bye.